Morning everyone. Let's make some birria nachos with some fresh guacamole. Let's get cooking. Be sure to check out my earlier post on how I make the birria de res. With this tasty recipe, you can make all kinds of variations with birria, following all these tasty recipes that I have for you. Today we're doing the nachos, so let's get started. I like to take a stack of corn tortillas, cut them in half, and you can cut them in half again, but I find that cutting them in thirds this way, I think it's the perfect size for tortilla chips. This is how they look. You want to heat up some oil. You want to fry them in equal layers. Maybe you might have to do like 2 or 3 batches, but do them in little batches so one, you don't bring down the temperature of the oil too quickly, and you have nice even coloring on your chips. You want to fry your chips until nice and golden brown. Drain them really well. Put them on some absorbent paper towel, and you want to immediately salt them right when they come out of the fryer. So you continue that process until all of your chips have been fried. And we can start next on the guacamole. I like to chop up nice and fine. 1 jalapeno. Actually, here's your recipe. 1 jalapeno. Also 2 tomatoes diced. And I do 3 avocados. And at this point, I like to take half of the avocados and put them into a bowl right away. Add some lime juice. First squeeze lime juice of 1 whole lime. And we had some tacos last night, so we had some onions and cilantro already cut up, so we put that in as well. And at this point, this is like half of the avocados I've used. Half I like to smash them really well. Season with salt. At this point, I felt it needed more heat, so I added the other half of the jalapeno. So it's entire jalapeno. And I added all the cilantro and onions too, because we like onions and cilantro. So that was about 1 whole onion and 1 bunch of cilantro with the stems finely chopped. After I mix half of my guacamole, I smash it all up, and I take the second half of the avocados and I like to fold them in gently. I personally like my guacamole chunky, so that I do it this way. You can do it however you want, but this way you have nice chunks of avocado, which we both like. We both enjoy this way. And also another note, you see a lot of recipes that have olive oil and garlic. For me, traditionally, you don't need no garlic and olive oil. They have no place in guacamole. It's just simple ingredients, colors of the Mexican flag, and nice and chunky, just like that. So when the guacamole and chips are done, you can set that aside. You can take some of the birria and consomme that I made in my earlier batches. You can warm it up. These are the other components for the nachos. And if you see, or if you have any other favorite ingredients that you like to add to your nachos, you can go right ahead and make it your own, you know. So we can go ahead and start assembling the nachos. I turned on the broiler on high. So you take 2 generous handfuls of chips, sprinkle some jack cheese, and you pull apart some Oaxaca cheese. I like the combination, and I like when it melts. It's got a nice consistency and flavor. So I use both jack and Oaxaca cheese. If you can't find Oaxaca cheese, string cheese or mozzarella is a good substitute. Then again, whatever cheese you like to use, go for it and make it your own, you know. At this point, you got the jack cheese in Oaxaca. We like to top it off with more jack cheese, like so. Then at this point, they're ready to go underneath the broiler. You want to be careful not to burn your chips. You want to just melt your cheese nicely. This process took about maybe 3 to 5 minutes right under the broiler. See how nicely it melts. And another thing about cheese is try not to get the pre-grated ones, the shredded cheese in the packets. Try and grate your own off a big block. It melts nicer and it melts differently. So back to the nachos. I spooned a good heaping spoon of birria on top. Get more sliced sweet onions on top as well. Sprinkle some nice cotija cheese. This is optional, but it's very flavorful. I like that cheese as well, so we used it. Get a nice spoonful of your fresh guacamole that you just made, and some crema mexicana. Sour cream works well too, but I like the nice tanginess of the crema mexicana. Next, we just garnish with some lime and some radishes, and we top it off with a nice sprig of cilantro. Looks really well. Really tasty looking. That's pretty much your final product right there. That's the Birria Nachos. And I always like to eat it with like an ice cold Modelo, but this time I took a rest and we had sodas instead. Ice cold squirt. So if you like what you see, and this recipe is worth trying out. So try it out sometime. It's quick, easy, and delicious. Great for the family. Buen provecho, and hope to see you on the next one. Take care, enjoy, like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you for watching, and hope you get to try this recipe out. Believe me, you won't be disappointed. Aloha.